Hello, I'm Carolyn Black-Sotier, and welcome to Kaleidoscope, your guide to the cultural arts in Harford County. The arts continue to thrive in our community, and here on Kaleidoscope, we keep you up to date on what's happening by highlighting local artists, featuring the latest arts events, and talking with event organizers. Let's get started. It's been said that while medicine heals the body, music heals the soul. The Maryland Conservatory of Music is using the healing power of music to help a very special group of people, our veterans suffering with PTSD. With me to discuss Sound Minds USA are Duke Thompson, president of the Maryland Conservatory of Music, and Danielle Charles, Conservatory board member, as well as a Gold Star widow. And it's great to have you both here on the program.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So, you know, music is, there's such a power. Music has such a wonderful power to heal and to, you know, affect us in so many different ways. Tell me a little bit about how this whole program, this got started.
Yeah, well, I was in an automobile accident back in 2007. It was a very bad one. I was airlifted to shock trauma, and after a couple of days in a coma, I came out of it, and they had me on antidepressants and anxieties. Anyway, I was not getting better with those.
Because you had suffered a traumatic brain injury.
Traumatic brain injury, yes. I was in pretty bad shape mentally and emotionally. But I started to go to the piano and write my own music and let music just kind of carry me into a zone of, you know, existence that was much more conducive to being happy, being happier. And the CEO of Ashley learned about this and asked me if I would share this music and this experience that I was having with the patients out there. And so I went out there and did it for about 5 years. That's how the program got started.
Okay, all right. And then Danielle, you came into the picture. Tell me a little bit about your connection.
Okay, well, I met Dr. Thompson at an event at the Aberdeen American Legion. I'm a Gold Star wife. I lost my husband in 2011, right after the birth of our baby girl. So we had a 17-year-old, a 16-month-old, and a 1-month-old baby, and it crushed everything that was our norm. Over the last couple of years, I've rebuilt and started to be able to go out and do more things. And I attended a function, and Dr. Thompson was playing, and he gave a small insert of what he does in the program, and it moved the entire room. And afterwards, we got a chance to talk, and he invited me to come up, and I've been at every session since.
Wow. Okay, so this is called Sound Minds USA, but underneath that, within that program, you have another program that is geared very much to veterans suffering with PTSD, correct?
Yes, music for the inner self.
Okay.
And it's music, much of the music is music that I have written. And, you know, it tends to be more dark or more penetrating, introverted music, so it can reach into what the veterans perhaps experienced in Iraq or Afghanistan or Vietnam.
Yeah.
We have veterans from all across, and to try and get them to start to process those traumatic experiences so that they can get better.
Okay, so now I know that you meet how often and where?
We meet at the Perry Point VA Hospital on Tuesdays from 9:30 to 11.
Okay, all right, and we have that up there, yeah, in building 364. And is this open to all veterans?
It's open to all veterans.
Okay, and tell me quickly, we don't have a lot of time left, but I want you to tell us a little bit, since you've been at this session, Duke, I know you're playing and creating the music. Tell me, create the scene for me.
So, in the beginning of the session, Duke will perform a piece, and he allows us, wherever you want to be in the room, you can be. If you want to get up and walk around, if you want to sit where you are, but just let the music take you wherever it feels to take you.
Okay.
And after he finishes the piece, there's a moment of silence, there's no pause, and then he opens the floor to any, what did it make you feel? And it's amazing to see people come out of their shells and the different places that it has taken them.
Right.
There was one specific session where a soldier expressed that he was dealing with survivor's remorse. And being a Gold Star wife, he said, I feel as though I didn't do my job because I came home. And it gave me the opportunity to say, no, you did do your job because you came home to your family. And your soldiers that had to stay behind, they wanted you to get back home. That was your job. And it gave him a different perspective, and we get to interact with each other. And we open up and start letting feelings that we bottled in come out.
Well, that is
Which
very
brings
powerful.
healing.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, well, we want people, we've had the phone number, the website up. This is an incredibly important program, and we really appreciate, first of all, your sacrifice, your husband's sacrifice, and family for what you've done for all of us. And Duke, also for what you're doing for our veterans and for many of folks out there who suffer with PSTD or depression. And we wish you the best of luck as the program grows.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, the arts now have a home in the city of Havre de Grace, thanks to the Havre de Grace Arts Collective. We're going to learn all about this dynamic organization later in the show, so don't go away. We will be right back. Theatreworks Live invites children of all ability levels to learn to sing, to dance, to act, to create, and most of all, to have fun. Here to tell us all about their upcoming performances and more are Mark and Kathy Conquerit, co-executive directors of Theatreworks Live. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you, Kathy, are not new to Theatreworks Live, but you are both of you new to this position because you guys are in charge now. You are both co-executive directors.
That's correct.
Congratulations.
Theatreworks Live has been around in Hartford County for 25 years under the direction of Patty and Rick Richardson, and they retired at the end of last year, at the end of their quarter century, and we are carrying it forward into the next generation.
Yeah. So, and you had been working as a music director there and working with the kids and everything, and then you convinced Mark to...
I dragged him into
Right.
it, yes.
All right, well, you both are parents. You have 6 children together, so I think you're probably pretty knowledgeable about what inspires kids and what doesn't. And obviously, theater is a great way for kids to learn about themselves. Why do you think theater is so important? What does it do for the kids?
I participated in theater myself as a child, and it gave me such a sense of confidence. It gave me a sense of community, that I had other people that I had learned to work with. And that's what we're passing along to children. I often have moms come up to me and say, my child is really shy, they're afraid to talk to people, I think maybe this will help them. And we just love it because they really blossom. You see them just come out of their shell and participate on stage, and that's what we're all about.
So when you talk about these kids, what ages are we talking about? It spans from where to where?
Right, so we're spanning from age 5 all the way up to 18.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so big group of kids, that we get to work with.
Yeah, well, speaking of big group, we're looking at a photo right now of your cast from a recent production called Honk.
Right.
Which it looks like it has something to do with yellow and ducks.
Right, it's the story of the ugly duckling. This was
Okay.
our workshop that we did over the summer. Runs for 2 weeks, so we do this every summer.
Okay.
With the kids, and it gives them a chance to really perform and be part of a big show.
Yeah, I bet the young kids love being with the older kids, and then the older kids
do.
kind of learn to be sort of mentors for these kids.
They
Right? So you're
really do.
learning all kinds of life lessons, these kids are. Yeah.
Yeah, they take them under their wings.
Yeah.
They enjoy it too.
So I know the summer program you have is a big one, but you are actually doing programs all year round. And one of the things I mentioned in the opening was that we're going to talk about your upcoming production. So I'd love for you to tell us about that.
Yes, we are putting on Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat,
Oh, wow.
and that is going to be November 30th and December 1st. We have a cast of 40 kids participating in that show. And again, age ranges, we're a little older on the show, but age ranges from 9 to 18 that are participating in that.
Okay, and so there's the information, and people can go online, get their tickets there, and find out more about the program. That's a great musical.
And it's the 30-year anniversary of Joseph.
Oh,
so
is it?
It is, yeah.
Oh, that's fabulous. Okay, and then also, along with all of this, you have classes for kids.
Correct.
Yeah, tell us about that.
We do. So we run classes in the fall and in the winter time. So our next classes will start up again in January, and our classes right now are just finishing up for the fall. So we split the kids up. They meet every Saturday for 10 weeks.
Okay.
And we split them up by age. We have a junior class, we have a musical class, and then we have a straight acting class.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Okay.
And also next year we'll be adding an improv class for some of our younger kids to give them that chance to really learn some of those acting skills.
Yeah.
So we want them to really learn this ability to be creative and to be confident in what they do, because really we're more than just, theater.
Right.
We want these kids to really be able to grow and develop and to become really, really just have the ability to perform in whatever their career may be in the future.
Yeah, and we're looking now at some of the photos from Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. Looks like a real fun show and a very interesting cast. And as you said, it's a slightly older cast, and I would imagine some of these performers have been through the program a number of times. They come back, they take classes, they're in one show. Next year, they're a little older, they're in the next, right? So there's a real continuity, too.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we do get to see that. We see them sometimes all the way from 5 up through 18.
Aw, yeah.
But yeah, a lot of our older kids have been in dozens of shows by the time they graduate, and so
Yeah,
they've had
all
a
right.
lot of experience.
Well, we encourage people to go online, check out about your different classes and the different performances. It's such an important experience for kids, and we're lucky in Harford County to have you here offering this opportunity to our children. So thank you very much, and to we adults who love going to the shows and watching them. So thanks so much, and congratulations
Thank you.
on your new company.
Thank you.
Thank you very
All right.
much.
All right, what happens when you take the beloved holiday classic, The Nutcracker, and add a scary Halloween twist? Well, you have the Scarecracker, its spooky modern-day cousin. Join us as we shine a light on Forest Hill Dance and the Danse Macabre's recent performance of Scarecracker.
Forest Hill Dance, our program, we actually run from September through May with a recital every year. And that's been going on since sometime in 1980s, early 80s. And then about 5 years ago, in 2013, is when the dancers decided that it would be really amazing to have another performance opportunity. And so the Danse Macabre was born. It's part of Forest Hill Dance. It's where the dancers in all programs in Harford County can come out and audition and try to get a spot within that production. And then they go from audition through rehearsal, through dress, through tech, all the way through the performance. And so it just gives them one more opportunity to develop themselves as a dancer.
Danse Macabre is a pretty brand new program, and it gave dancers the opportunity to break from the classic mold of just ballet pieces, and it took classical ballet pieces and put kind of like a Halloween scary twist on them. and it gave dancers a great creative outlet to be able to express themselves and really dive into different characters that are unique to the typical show you would see anywhere else.
Well, we usually start with a traditional either ballet or fairy tale, and then we try to come up with some way to make it our own, make it unique, and usually make it a little dark.
Tonight is a performance of It's Forest Hill Dance. We produce the Danse Macabre Productions. This is our fall show, and then we also have a winter show. And tonight, the Scarecracker is actually one of the first performances the Danse Macabre ever did with Forest Hill Dance, and we decided to put it on again, bring it back, because we're in a new venue. We're here at the Opera House in Havre, Greece, and we felt that going back to the original might bring some new customers and new bodies into the seats in the theater.
Well, I work with a lot of our performers in the classroom at Forest Hill as well as in the rehearsal studio for our Danse Macabre shows. So I get to see many sides of them. I get to see them be proper dance students and little ballerinas sometimes in the classroom, and then I get to see them come in for rehearsal and let out this other wild side of themselves in interesting characters.
Our program that runs from September through May has just over 200 dancers in it right now. The performance that we just saw for this evening, the Scarecracker, we have about 47 performers that you've seen on the stage.
It's honestly a great way to feel free and liberated from just your everyday life. You get to express yourself and really feel like you can be unique to those around you, and it's a really great outlet to relieve stress and to feel free, and yeah.
If you look at a young dancer versus maybe someone who doesn't have something they do that requires that much discipline and dedication, these kids operate without me by the time we get to the show. I could walk out the door and they would still be able to do everything they needed to do.
Well, personally, I'm very grateful for the group of girls and guys that I was able to surround myself with as dancers, and also the amazing role models I was able to be under while doing the show. All of the phenomenal choreographers and directors really shaped me as a dancer and shaped the rest of the dancers that surround us, and really gave us great opportunities to feel like we are accomplished in our dancing careers.
We are still producing new shows. We have a show coming up this early spring called Malice in Wonderland, which is, we're finally taking a shot at Alice in Wonderland, which is one of my favorite stories, and I'm excited to bring our own version of it to life.
Look for a special Shine a Light On feature during every Kaleidoscope program. When we return, Rebecca Jessup will be here to talk about the Havre Grace Arts Collective. But first, here's a glance at the county's arts events calendar. In FY19, the state of Maryland invested a total of $22 million for the arts in our state. This represents $3.64 per capita and places us at number 3 in the country for arts funding support. The arts are alive in the city of Havre de Grace, a designated arts and entertainment district that serves more than 20,000 visitors annually. It boasts a newly renovated state-of-the-art cultural arts center and so much more. Joining me to tell us about the Havre de Grace Arts Collective is Rebecca Jessup, Executive Director. Good to see you as always.
Oh, thanks for having me.
You have worn so many hats in the arts community here. You are a force, thank God, you know, that you're here and making sure that we all are enjoying the arts in a wonderful way.
That's my job.
Okay. All right, let's go over some things that you're doing. So now you are the Executive Director of the Havre de Grace Arts Collective. Can you tell me about that organization?
So it's a nonprofit that was created to actually manage a brand new opera house in Havre de Grace. And the opera house itself, which we'll talk about, is a city building, and they were in no way ready to manage a theater. They don't have the expertise. So this group of people got together and said, we will form a nonprofit so that we can go after grants and manage the theater for you.
And you are the person.
But not only that, they said, while you're at it, can you also oversee the Arts and Entertainment District? We're like, not a problem.
Okay, I'm in the arts and entertainment. So you have a wonderful board that helps you a little bit, but it's all volunteer. Are you always looking for more help?
Oh, yes, always looking for volunteers. It takes a huge volunteer force to help to run all the shows and to do that and to do everything we need to do.
Yeah, okay, and so let's talk a little bit. You mentioned the Arts and Entertainment District. That is a big deal. I remember many years ago interviewing the folks who got that off the ground, applying to be an Arts and Entertainment District. What does that mean to the community? And then I guess you can't rest on your laurels. You get that designation, but then you have to renew it every, 10 years?
It's a special designation for an area that makes it, people know when they come that they're going to be surrounded by art. So it provides incentives, tax incentives for artists and arts organizations to come and to do their work there, to live and to play.
Right.
So it really makes, it puts you on the map, basically.
Yeah.
And you have to redesignate every 10 years, and that was just as I came on board was the time.
Okay.
But it also gave us the opportunity to expand, because a lot of our cultural institutions, we have, I believe, 5 museums right in Havre de Grace.
Wow.
And now we can include them because we expanded the area.
Okay, all right. So I know that, so the Opera House, you are the home for 3 dance companies, for 3 theater companies, is that right? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's a lot going on. Our job was to try to program as many things as we could to see what people like in the area.
Yeah.
So we've done everything from a gentleman who has a monkey and an accordion to full performances of Mamma Mia, so everything in between.
Really runs the gamut. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's talk about, so you also have rentals, but you also present your own things. And let's talk about some of the events that are coming up in the months ahead.
We have many things. Let's see. The first, we have one of our
You have
theater
Tidewater.
companies,
Yeah.
Tidewater Players, is doing Christmas Story the musical.
Of course.
And they have a huge following. In fact, they were the resident theater company while the building was in terrible repair.
Yes, that's right.
They stayed there for decades.
Oh, okay, tried and true. Then talk about hot jazz.
Hot Jazz actually was here at the theater about a year ago, and they were so popular that we're bringing them back, and they are just such expert musicians.
Okay, all right, so that's a great one. And then you've got, the Melting Pot Big Band.
Melting Pot Big Band. That actually was a brand new band that formed last year. They brought in musicians from all together for the first time to play. And since we were the first one, they loved doing it, and now they're continuing to play. So they're coming back this year.
And you said that's a real favorite, so people should, it's never too early to get your tickets,
And
right?
Yeah, oh no, very, very popular.
Yeah, okay, and then a real local favorite, not so local, he plays all over the place, is Brad and Ken Kalodner. Yeah.
So I'm really pleased. They play a lot in Baltimore. Now they're going to come out into the further reaches to show people what kind of music they play, and it's wonderful.
Yeah. And then what about a hot club? It seems like the word club is in a lot of these, or hot is in a lot of these different titles.
It is. Hot
that
Club
significant?
Baltimore, again, amazing jazz. We'll be having them in January when you're really cold and bored to come out and listen to some hot jazz.
Okay, all right. So then that's all going on right now. And then in 2019, you've got some big things planned too.
We've got big things. We have a big jazz and blues festival we're going to go for the first time in June, the first weekend in June. We have a Bill Murray Film Festival, which of course will start on Groundhog Day.
Oh, one of my favorite movies. Oh yeah, it's terrific.
But so the Opera House was just an amazing building that we took. It was falling apart. renovated, opened a year ago, and it's just a true gem now.
Okay, and just, one landmark of many great things to do in Havre de Grace for the arts. Rebecca Jessup, thanks so much. We've had your website up and phone numbers, so if people want more information, get tickets, they can just go online.
Excellent.
Thank you. All right, there's more to come on Kaleidoscope, so don't go away. We'll be right back. This year, Harford County Cultural Arts Board has budgeted more than $100,000 for grants to arts organizations, schools, and other nonprofits presenting arts programming in Harford County. Welcome back to Kaleidoscope. As the government-appointed local arts agency, the Harford County Cultural Arts Board is the premier local resource for arts, for cultural and historical organizations, for individual artists, and for you, our county residents. The board's mission is to preserve, enhance, and promote the culture of Harford County, Maryland. Earlier this year, Jessica Cleaver, the coordinator of the Harford County Cultural Arts Board, was on our show talking about artists in the library. The community-based arts experiences led by professional teaching artists were held last June at numerous Harford County public libraries. In Norrisville, the Drawing Zoo came to town. Brittany Rogers brought her live animal models and shared her knowledge of both drawing and zoology with families who had a fun time learning together. In Edgewood, fiber artist Catherine Dilworth set up tables in the middle of the library and taught people of all ages the centuries-old art form of sculpting loose wool into solid shapes. Together, they created a felted mural representing their community. Stop by the Edgewood Library and see the finished product. And in Falston, artists Sue Stockman and Sequoia Shupeck asked the public what the library means to them, and then created a design to visually depict those expressed ideas. Piles of cut glass, stones, and other recycled pieces were placed together into two soulful mosaics, which are now part of the library's facade. The arts help build compassionate, connected communities. Learn how you can host experiences like these by contacting the Harford County Cultural Arts Board. And that wraps up today's program. Thank you for watching Kaleidoscope, produced in partnership with the Cultural Arts Board of Harford County and aired exclusively on Harford Cable Network. A reminder to celebrate the season by enjoying and supporting the arts. Treat yourself to one of the many concerts, performances, galas, or exhibits during the holidays. There is truly something for everyone. From all of us here at Kaleidoscope, happy holidays. I'm Carolyn Black-Sotier.